Alright guys, welcome back. This is BadSenator. So, here is the map that we left off last time we did a 2018 Senate map prediction. This was the map I had in February. Now, it's March, so it's time that we look back and make some changes to fit some of the data that's come out between then and now. So, my prediction here was 53 Republicans to 47 Democrats. As you can see, over the course of February, I had labeled the Texas race as safe. Well, not safe likely, but solid red. I'd also like to talk about the Mississippi Senate race. Some people are saying the Democrats have a chance at winning in Mississippi, like a good chance. I personally am not in that school of thought. I think, Mississippi is a extremely red state, and that you need a special kind of Democrat like Jim Hood to flip it. And I don't think Jim Hood's going to run, so oh well for the Democrats in Mississippi. So that's what I'd like to say about the Mississippi race. Now let's make some changes to this map right here. In the state of Ohio has flipped from red to blue. I think Ohio is now favored to go to the Democrats because of a few things. The first thing is that Sherrod Brown's approval rating is on the rise. Secondly, Sherrod Brown, a new poll, Axios SurveyMonkey poll came out, and it shows Sherrod Brown leading over his likely Republican challenger Jim Rennicci by 5 points. Here's the thing that really got me looking at this poll, though. It shows that Trump's approval rating in the state of Ohio is 54%, yet Sherrod Brown has a 5-point lead. So it turns out that there's a lot of, Trump Brown voters, like people that voted for Trump, probably the same people that voted for Barack Obama twice that voted for Trump, are now coming back to the Democrat Party to vote for Sherrod Brown. And I didn't think that was going to happen because I thought he was too liberal. But it turns out that people are coming back to the Democrats. In Ohio, at least. Now, as one Midwestern state goes in favor of the Democrats, Indiana starts to lean a little bit to the toss-up category. Now, usually I don't do toss-ups, and I will fill that toss-up in a little later, but Indiana is becoming extremely competitive. That same poll that was extremely favorable for Sherrod Brown showed Indiana losing. Joe Donnie was losing Indiana by 6 points, Republican up 51-45. The Trump approval rating in the state of 53. So I think that race is becoming a lot more competitive. There's not going to be enough Trump-Donnelly voters to keep the state a lock for him, in my opinion. And that's in the toss-up category. We're going to fill that with what I think is like tilting later, but we're going to leave that one as toss-up for now. Same thing in Arizona. Arizona is becoming a toss-up. And that's just because, Martha McSally is probably going to win the Republican primary. Of course, probably. Don't quote me on that because Arizona could go to Kelly Ward or Joe Arpaio, but I just think that the anti-establishment vote is going to be split between the two of them, and the strong Martha McSally is going to come out victorious in the primary anyway. And I think it's just going to be a feud, like one of the most hotly contested races of the year between her and Kyrsten Sinema. Kyrsten Sinema is a blue dog, so she has some appeal with the more younger, moderate voters who voted for Trump in the Arizona general election, who might cross parties for her. And I think, Arizona's a red state, but you put in a Democrat who's like blue dog, and you got yourself a pretty competitive race. Let's go to North Dakota. North Dakota is becoming more of a toss-up. And I think that's just because, Heidi Heitkamp is about a 50% approval rating. 50%. That's and according to a poll with her against Kramer, it's a 2-point race. So I think that it's really becoming a really big toss-up. And it's going to be one of the most hotly contested elections of the cycle. So we're going to leave that as toss-up. And then there we go. 51 seats favorites go to the Republicans, 46 favorites go to the Democrats. Now, this shows here that it's going to be very, very hard for the Democrats to take the chamber. I honestly don't think they're going to take the chamber. I'd be very surprised, personally, if they did manage to take the chamber. Because just of the math involved, they need to hold all their seats and get 2 more. And the first one's probably going to be Nevada, but between Arizona and Tennessee, the second one is kind of fuzzy. It's not really a sure thing. And then you have Claire McCaskill against the very, strong candidate of Josh Hawley, and Claire McCaskill's unpopular. And in Montana, you have John Tester against, an unknown Republican candidate, probably going to be Matthew Rosendale, the state auditor. And people are saying he's not a strong candidate. He really is, though, because, he's won statewide before. He beat a Steve Bullock-like Democrat in Montana. And need I remind you, Steve Bullock won that election in Montana. So I think that if Matt Rosendale ran against John Tester, the seat would be favored to go to the Republicans. So I think the math just simply doesn't add up for the Democrats at this point for them to take the Senate majority. And if you want to argue with me in the comments about it, or debate, I should have said debate. If you want to debate with me in the comments about that fact, then feel free to. And now let's fill in the toss-ups. I think all 3 toss-ups at this point lead ever so slightly to the Democrats. And now we're talking 55% chance Democrats win and 45% chance Republicans win. A very, very, close margin. So then we end up with this map. 51 Republicans to 49 Democrats. So Democrats making some gains, making some much needed gains from February. But again, 3 of those races, North Dakota, Arizona, and Indiana, really should be toss-up. So, who knows? Republicans could easily win all 3 of these seats and make it a 54-46 situation. Let's go to the governor. Some stuff has changed there, too. What map is it? Oh, yeah, was this my old map? Yeah, this was my old map. Alright, so this is my old map from February. And some stuff has changed, obviously. I think that Kansas is probably going to go to the Republicans' race. It's leaning that way because Greg Orman, he's probably going to split everyone's vote. Now that I look at him, he's kind of more of a moderate. I think he's going to split the vote with everyone. And then, Republicans have more of that vote. So if you're splitting the vote equally among both candidates, Republicans are still going to win. Albeit by a narrow margin, but a margin enough to win. Now, I think the Democrats are making some much-needed gains here in the rest of the country, though. Because in Florida, a rating change in favor of the Democrats. In Florida there, I think that, the Democrat there is going to win, regardless of who it may be, because I think the main thing is the Parkland shooting. I mean, that really resonates with people down there. If you have Republicans are probably going to be pro-gun. In the state of Florida especially, the gun control thing, people are going to vote over it. So I think that, just because how it resonates down there, it's really going to end up being a favored Democrat race. I think Nevada right now is another pure toss-up race. Just because, Brian Sandoval, he's a popular governor, but I don't think he's really going to necessarily carry a Republican governor to victory in the 2018 midterms. Just I don't think Mark Dayton will necessarily do that in Minnesota, because Minnesota is becoming more competitive. And I also think that Wisconsin is becoming a toss-up as well. Because, Scott Walker, who's not very popular, but pretty well known. And I think, he has an immense, people know his name. He's kind of a household name, especially in Wisconsin. And I think, he is the center of attention, kind of, he's a conservative, and all the conservatives in Wisconsin are going to vote for him. So it's basically, in Wisconsin, it's Madison and Milwaukee versus everyone else. I think the everyone else is more conservative, are going to vote for Scott Walker. So that race is becoming very, very competitive. Let's look at a few more states here. Minnesota, I'm going to make a bold prediction here. This one's a safe pickup for the Democrats. And so is Illinois, for that matter. Alright, so I'll defend my ratings here. In both of those races, you have incumbent Republican governors in blue states running against Democrat candidates that are good for their state. That's what happens in both those states. So I'm not really seeing a Republican holding on in those states. I think there are more like likely Democrat pickups instead of safe Democrat pickups. Like obviously New Mexico figuratively is a lighter shade of blue than California or Oregon would be, but it's still a pretty dark shade of blue. And I think that the Republicans don't really have a real chance at holding on to those seats. And I stand by all my other predictions. Nothing else has really changed. And there we go. We have 20 Democrats and 28 Republicans. So some ratings have been changed in favor of the Democrats, but others in favor of the Republicans. So, as we can see, 20 seats favored to go to the Democrats, 28 favored to go to the Republicans, and then we have the 2 toss-up seats. Again, I think that both of these seats are barely favored to go Democrat for a multitude of reasons. Because, again, like saying, Brian Sandoval isn't going to single-handedly carry a Republican in Nevada, and Scott Walker is unpopular in Wisconsin, and people are actively voting against him as he in the Wisconsin special elections. So I think those states very narrowly lean Democrat. So there we go. That's my predictions for this election cycle so far. Obviously, we're going to revisit these in April. Like we always do, we're going to do it every month up until the month of the election. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.